Good morning. We are in San Antonio. What's the day? This is the 16th of November. And for those of you who live up north, hey, this is normal for it to be in the 40s. Some of you are probably down in the teens. But for us, that's a whole new ballgame. Many of you have heard me over the last few months talk about Ken, the guy who loans me his reels to tear them down and rebuild them for the videos. Well, today you get to meet Ken.
Good morning.
All right, this is Ken. He's out here fishing with me. Mr. Pete was supposed to come this morning, but Pete's in his 90s and he heard how cold it was supposed to be and he opted out. He said, no, I think I'll pass on that. So I called Ken. He said he was willing to go. So we're on our way. We're going to go out here and find a spot and see if we can't catch some more fish today. Okay, as you can see, it's kind of rough out here. And we went out to where I wanted to anchor out, and we anchored out there, and the anchor just couldn't even hold us. The wind was blowing so hard. So we're packing up, moving across the lake, trying to get some blockage from the wind. And I guess now you can see us. But yeah, it's kind of cold. I don't know if you can see my breath, but I can. And we'll see how it goes. We got another spot. It's one of the earliest spots I tried, and I didn't have any luck there. But in this wind, I'm gonna go back and try it again, and we'll see what happens. Okay, we're in the spot. I'll reset up over out of the wind, and hopefully we'll have some luck over here. I can tell in my old age I ain't handling the cold as well as I used to. I thought all I needed was a light jacket today. Okay, lake temperature today is 67 degrees. And I don't know what the winds are, but they're high. And we're in 7 feet of water right now, but we're casting out into 35 feet of water from this spot. I looked yesterday, there's no deep holes back there.
No, it was only like 5-10 feet of water.
Yeah.
We were catching. We had to run the water out.
Oh.
You get a lot of catfish back there.
But,
you go into the bridge and you go way back in a cove to the left.
Yeah. It was funny, those guys that had all those great big catfish last week,
Yeah.
it was a guide, and some guy had paid them to take them out.
Yeah.
And they caught all them big catfish, but he was upset with them because he told them he wanted a bluegill fish, and they told him nobody ever catches any bluegill in this lake.
Yeah.
And then we come in with that big bucket full of them big bluegill.
Funny.
The guy's like, he caught bluegill. Where'd you get those? I told him I didn't care.
In the lake? You care?
Said you come out here very often?
Well, my dad used to come out all the time. Yeah. That's good. Not lately, I haven't.
I used to come out and fish the wall all the time, and then when they fenced it off, after that I quit coming for about 5 years.
I used to go to Browning all the time.
I used to fish Browning for stripers in the winter.
I like Browning more than I like this lake. They double when they stay out past 7 or 8.
Yeah, what's up with that? Even if you got a pass, you still got to pay extra
Yeah.
to stay out. That's
You gotta have night pass and day pass. Really? I like the nighttime fishing sometimes.
yeah. Well, I came out here one night. I guess it's been, well, I think the boat was probably about 2 years old, and my wife was out of town. She went home to visit folks or something, and I came out and spent the whole night on the boat. Slept on it that night, and
Yeah.
I got on one side of the lake, and we had a breeze, not like this wind, but we had a nice breeze, and I just let the boat drift across the lake, and I'd fish. And when I get over to the other side, I'd start it up, take it back over to the other side, and drift across again. I didn't have a whole lot of luck, but I had a good, enjoyable evening. I keep tightening that screw up and it keeps falling out. Okay, there, I was watching my last video and noticed you guys get to see my jacket in here. Let me show you my jacket. This was my grandpa's jacket. This was when his Beagle Bardall finished as a state champion back in 1965, field trial dog. And I didn't even know this jacket existed. And when my brother passed away, his wife contacted me and said, "Hey, I've got this jacket that your brother had. Would you like to have it?" And I said, "Well, sure." And she brought it over. And yeah, it was my Grandpa Benny's state championship jacket. His dog's name was Bardall, which he lost that dog 2 years later in a kennel fire. And lost all of his dogs except one named Batman. It had smoke inhalation and suffered badly. But I never knew where Bardall came from. And I guess it's been about a month ago, I was watching an old Elvis Presley movie. And I can't remember the name of it, but he was a race car driver. And he, I think it was Elvis. Anyway, the star of the movie was a race car driver, but when the movie was running, they were running signs of the racetrack, and the advertising signs were for Bardall. And this is the first time I'd ever seen that name anywhere, but affiliated with that dog. So I don't know much about what the field trials were that him and my dad used to run. My dad got out of it back in '69, I think it was. And my Grandpa Benny probably got out about 71 or 72. But at one time we had up to 50 beagles in the kennels, running dogs all the time. We were out running them. We had a good time. But anyway, figured I'd let you guys know what the jacket was about. Okay, I think I told you guys I had another fishing pole story to tell you. See that pole back there? Well, first off, some of you may recognize that damn quick 360 that's sitting on it. I think it's 260. I can't remember the number. Anyway, that's the one I got from Chris. But anyway, that rod is a rod that I got years and years and years ago. You know the one I showed you last week, the big long bluegill pole. Well, this one's even longer than that one. And I bought it to fish for bluegill with, to go along with that one. And I came out here, I guess it's been about 25 years ago, with a buddy of mine and his boat. And we had the rod laying in the boat, and when we got home, only half of the rod was laying in the boat. And I described to my dad what I had, and he told me that he thought he could help me out. Well, next time I went home, he had built me a rod end to go on it. It was the far end, and I picked it up from him and took it home. I didn't take the bottom piece with me. And they didn't mate up when I went to do it, and I had no idea how to get them to mate up, and I never thought to take it back to him. So for 20 some years that rod set. But when I got that pole out last week, I got to thinking about it. I said, you know what, I need to see if I can get that pole up and going. And sure enough, I was able to marry the two parts of the poles together, and it's a nice fit again. So hopefully if the bluegill start hitting out here today, I'd like to catch some on that pole. Anyway, that's my rod story for today. Okay, quick update. I got my beach towel wrapped around me trying to stay warm out here. We did just finally get a bite. A bite. We missed him. He got away. So at least we got a bite. We're still skunked on the day. Getting a bite does not register as a fish. So we'll keep plugging at it. Well, as sad as it is to say so, got skunked today. We got skunked today. We had one bite all day, and we missed the one that we got. So, this is Rick Stivers with Young Martin's Reels signing out.